All right, so I am back from the Mom and Pop Card Show in South Austin. Another great show by Maxwell and Caitlin, who really put a different type of feel to one of these shows, more hip. This one was in a brewery. We were on a pickleball court, about, I don't know, 26 tables, I think. Um, and they just turning into little marketing savants. They can really pull a crowd. I don't know if we set our record on sales, but it was pretty freaking close. Did really well. Had 3 tables um, in the middle of like this little island, um, and didn't really have time to sit down at all from 10 a.m. to when we closed at 5. I gave a little market update on what we're seeing as vendors, as far as sealed prices and singles demand, and um, I come from a background of trading. I have a decent track record of predicting sort of social trends, and understanding different types of supply and demand, especially in like um, social niches um, and then just little quirks, right? And that's what Pokemon definitely has. A lot of perks, a lot of irrational sentiment, irrational pricing, um, and I'm kind of a contrarian a little bit in that, you hear everybody, we're parabolic right now, right? The market's euphoric. Um, Probably in the last stage of this euphoria, when you start hearing people talk about how easy it is to make money, and it's very easy to make money right now. So usually that kind of arb gets filled pretty quick, either by legit actors or non-legit actors, and that's usually when bubbles burst, is when fraud comes in. So if you can find the fraud and it's rampant, that's when you kind of know that people are going to start taking a step back. But for now, if today was any um, is any kind of, it's 3 a.m. and I can't think right now. If today was any kind of, just kind of consolation of, that's not even the word. I don't know what the right, guys know, you know what the right word is, what I'm trying to say. But basically, there's just a massive amount of demand today. You saw it everywhere, every demographic, 6 years old to 60 years old, man and woman, black and white. Um, Everybody's buying Pokemon. Everybody's collecting it. Uh, the illustration rares, like the amount of people looking for illustration rares, is really something everybody needs to take notice of. I think they're way underpriced for the future, especially if in a new era or past the 30th celebration, Pokemon stops doing IRs or SIRs. Um, there are just so many different types of collectors that are buying these. We had a guy come in who only wanted to buy black trainers. We had a guy come in whose girlfriend loves to collect Pokemon with ice cream in it. Um, the Vanillix, and I mean, it's just, you have people collecting every type of niche, every type of character. Um, I don't know how many people are playing Pokemon right now. I mean, call it around the world 8 million people. It might be too much. I don't know. Call it 2 million people are actually playing Pokemon on a regular basis. Each one has 5 decks of 60 cards each. So that's 300 cards that they're playing with. Call it another 5 times that they're picking from for their decks. So that's 1,500 cards times 2 million. That's a baseline of demand. Then you got your collectors, and then you've got your investors, and you got your scalpers, and you've got your whatnot, which whatnot is the biggest demand center for Pokemon. Keep an eye on that. If this like gambling lawsuit gets any more serious, that's where you're gonna see. I think that's where you'll see a lot of cracks. But right now, I don't care if you build 2 new printing centers. There's so much demand, especially from the whatnot crowd, that it's hard to see this really, crashing at all. Flatlining, sure. Pulling back, hope so. Definitely need a pullback. Healthy markets have to have pullbacks, but I don't see a barren desert in the future, until you find fraud, or until the whatnot demand, that trend ends, or whatever it might be. So, anyways, 5 minutes in, I still have not really talked about what I got on here for. 3 a.m. Just got in, not just got in earlier, and just trying to get organized so I can go back to my day job this week. So I'm going through the stuff that we traded for, doing my best to kind of keep some books on what we sold, pulling cards out of TCG player that I sold that I don't want to actually accidentally double sell, which I've done that a lot. I'm still trying to get organized. If you guys have any tips on keeping books at these shows as far as trades go, it's hard to. I mean, it's easy for me to kind of look at my Venmos and my Cash Apps and my cash and what I spent from buying from other vendors. It's the trades that are difficult to kind of track. So you have to understand, where you are. But the trades are really part that helps you compound. Being able to take, $100 of cards, sell it, and get, $25 of cards back, to where you lower your basis to like $75 on that $100. I mean, and then you just keep doing that over and over again. That's what helps vendors continue to do what they're doing. I hear people complain about that a lot. I mean, we were 70 and 75, I think, today. 7% just buyout cash, 75% trade. There was some sealed we did at 80%. And then, for some kids, we were doing 80%. Or if you had a bunch of SIRs that I needed or wanted, I was higher. It kind of depended. But yeah, I mean, that you need that vendor to be able to do that, to be able to pay for their table, to pay for their gas, to pay for their employees, to provide a convenience for the customer to come in and have all of this variety and inventory, in their small little city, or area of the city. So I wouldn't really bash on people for doing that. Because I mean, if you have somebody trading 100%, full value for full value, then you're not going to have anybody doing anything, because nobody's going to be able to make any money. Nobody's going to be able to procure any more supply and inventory to be able to bring to your front doorstep. And something I'm not like lecturing. It's just something I guess I'm talking out, understanding, because I do feel bad sometimes when I feel like, hey, I'm only at 70% buying your collection, but I've got to do that to justify the time, especially on a big collection with a bunch of cards under $10, which honestly I'd rather pay 50% for that, just because it takes you the same amount of time to document and register and a $10 card as it does a $100 card. And so I'd rather just do $100 cards at 70% and $10 cards at 50% rather than both of them at 70% or whatever. That's a ramble. So anyways, if somebody's going to provide you liquidity to get in and out really quick, and you don't want to go and do the tables yourself, which you should, absolutely. I've had a great time doing that with my son, Austin, who's becoming like a little mascot at these mom and pop shows, and is just becoming a superstar. Like, chances are your kid's not going to be a professional baseball player, but they can be a professional businessman, and you can start training them on negotiation and respect for the customer and probabilities and risk reward and speaking to strangers and understanding their needs. And you can just turn that dude into just a stud by the time they're in high school, and they're going to be a CEO of some company by the time they're 20. So anyways, keep rambling. I definitely should have notes before I do these things, but it's the first one. If you're still listening, we're going to go through, and I'll do a printout of this, but we're going to go through kind of what we saw. Like I said, massive amounts of demand, all demographics. We sold a lot of vintage today. I wish I brought more vintage. It seems like South Austin, being the hipster capital it is, Those guys really like the vintage, and so that was cool to see. A lot of people chasing mid-era stuff, Ruby and Sapphire, the reverse stamps. Um, so that was cool to see. Definitely want to bring more vintage to the show next time. We sold 0 Ascended ETBs. Those market prices went up to 170. I don't want to sell those. I'd rather sit on them as an investment. So, but I have them every now and again at the show at market price. None sold at 170, but we sold like 50 packs of just the singles packs at $15. And honestly, it's still probably too low for that set. But sold about 50 packs. I was actually having to go and buy pin collections and poster collections from other vendors and break them open so that I had the packs for people to open. My son, actually the only one that pulled an SIR out of them today during a pack battle, but I'm sure other stuff was picked. They just didn't open it up right by our booth. Sold a couple Zard UPCs at 225. Sold another one that had listed online at 240. Those are probably going to keep going, especially if Destin Rivals and if Surging ever turns around. Yeah, so I think those are. I mean, I've been buying those since December. Like, if you have them for sale, I'm buying them. A lot of people asking for Black Bolt and White Flare. Another set that slept on. Black Bolt is going to be one of those. Everybody looks back and goes, man, I could have bought that so cheap. A lot of people looking for it. I sold a few. I don't like selling it, but we had bought some that came in as a collection, and then it was on the shelf. Somebody was like, hey, can I buy that? And we just, did it, made a quick, like $30, something like that, $20. I don't know. Poster collections from Ascended, definitely underpriced. I guess it's the scalper effect, right? Everybody's pulling them in from Walmart, Target, and immediately dumping them to try and capture a few bucks. But yeah, the contents inside are worth more than the boxes that are being sold sealed. So keep that in mind. If you want to sell me those at 120, 130, I'll take them all day. For the fourth show in a row, nobody's really sniffed the Evolving Skies ETBs. I also had 6 other Sword and Shield sets and packs or ETBs and packs, and not really any interest. We had some people buy some of the Evolving Skies pack, like the single packs, for $45, but nobody bought Brilliant Stars or Astral or Chilling Rain or Silver Tempest or any of those. Like, nobody sniffed at it. I don't know what to make of that. You hear the theories that sealed is just supposed to go up, but if everybody's believing in that, if everybody's doing that, like I said earlier, maybe that ARB kind of gets closed if it's not really an ARB. But sold a 151 ETB, just regular. The guy negotiated down because he said, hey, I'll open it here if you'll do it for $550. And I said, okay, I'll do it, but buy 4 Priz packs or Ascended packs for me, and we'll roll it up to 600. So cool, bought 4 packs plus ETB. Pulls the Blastoise SIR. Goes crazy because apparently it's his favorite character, so much so that he pulls the sleeve of his shirt up and he's got this massive Blastoise tattoo. It was awesome. I wish we could have gotten that on camera or a picture or something. It was at the end of the day. We were getting rushed to by the venue to kind of break down. And so, cool guy named Maxwell, and hopefully comes back. He was really respectful to my son, and so that's always nice. Phantasmal Destin bundles, sold some of those for $65. Phantasmal ETBs, a lot of people looking for those. Smart, like, great set. If you're going to gamble, Ascended and Phantasmal are probably the 2 that you want to be opening, even at these Ascended prices. Especially Phantasmal. That Zard's so easy to pull relative to other, chase cards. And for whatever reason, that is the chase card that even your mom's trying to sell right now for $900, which it's crazy how many are out there. You're on Facebook. Everybody's got one. I have stopped buying them because I know there's probably a flood coming back from PSA soon. And so, yeah, but it's a beautiful card. Obviously, everybody loves it. You kind of have to go when social trends kick in. Like, you kind of have to ride that, right? You can't go against it, even though the supply is just massive relative to other stuff. Everybody wants it. I'm gonna wait a little bit. I wish I'd bought more of them in December. But I did buy a whole bunch of Phantasmal sleeve packs when they were available at Walmart, when they were just sitting there and nobody wanted them. So I loaded up on those. So that's about what I got on the show. Yeah, had some interesting interactions with some people. Like, we're selling Paldean Fates packs for $20. Basically sold out of those. Like, had a guy want to buy the Tusk box, which has 11 packs plus the promos. Kept saying the market price is $215 or $220, can't remember. And I kept telling him, I was like, that's fine, but I can sell this. I can break this down and sell these packs and make $220 and have the promos, give the promos to some kids, whatever it might be. And just kept trying to negotiate me. And finally I was just like, negotiate with me. And finally I just said, I just ripped the box open and put the packs in. So, yeah, I think we had some other stuff. Another guy came in at the very end, pulled out a whole bunch of cards from our binders and was going one by one, and then wanted me to go one by one, and then wanted to discuss why I was at $6 and he was at $5 on a couple cards, and then basically gave me like an 83% offer. And honestly, I kind of want to go back to him and be like, well, they're all worth $300. I'll sell it to you for $320, just because I was like, man, you just wasted so much time. And I mean, if you want to offer somebody 8%, go create your own marketing and buy somebody else's collection. Like, I just enjoy hanging out with people. I love meeting people, hanging out with my son. I've got a great crew that's with me. I feel like we're with a great kind of traveling circuit with Mom and Pop. I don't need somebody wasting 30 minutes of my time and then arguing over $40. Anyways, I'll get a little salty, I guess. Okay, so I'm gonna post this on Facebook and probably get blasted by everybody. And I want to get better at them. I promise. I'll get better. I'll do a summary of what I just said, of kind of what we saw. Again, this is just to kind of give you market intel of what we're seeing, like what kind of demand we're seeing. There's probably some things that I'm leaving out as far as what people are looking for. But again, like Black Bolt, a lot of illustration rares people are buying. South Austin loved the vintage. What else did we have? Oh, these freaking Tyrant Pokemon Centers. $48. And then you get the Pokemon Center ATB. You've got, what, 11 packs? I mean, you can probably sell $650. So what are you at? 66. So 99. Is that it? 99 is 11 times 650. I'm so tired. But anyways, I think these are selling. I think the Pokemon Center ATBs are selling for like 120, 125, 130, which means you're basically flat to fair market with the contents that are inside, the value of the contents inside. And you look at something like Ascended Heroes, where a regular ETB with 9 packs is $170. Promo is, I don't know what the promo is, like $10. So you're and then the packs are, I mean, we sold packs for $15 today, so that's 15 times 9. I'm so tired. 90, 135, $145, $145 for the contents inside, right? Selling for 170. So you got a little bit of a premium on the regular ETB. And then the Pokemon Center ETB at $500, that promo's like 115 plus the regular, because it's that double sleeved. So there's 125 in promos, 11 packs at $15 a pack. So it's 150, 165. So like, that's insane. That's an insane premium on that Pokemon Center ATB. But if that Pokemon Center promo is hitting a 10, it's like, I don't know if they're shill bidding or not, but it's like $4,000 for it. So maybe that's why that it's so high. But to me, I think these Pokemon Center ETB premiums are ridiculous simply because the secret's out that if you hold on to them, they go up, and so everybody's holding on to them, which is only going to exacerbate the Pikachu and the Gengar value. Even the regular ETBs, people are, I mean, I'm hoarding those. So, yeah, there's gonna be fewer and fewer of the Chews and the Gengars and everything else to where that we're just gonna drive that up. I don't know where Ascended stops and starts to kind of regress, but it's an amazing set. I probably sound like an idiot because I've only been doing this for like 6 months with my son, but I've dove in pretty deep because it's a fun little market, fun little niche. Not even a niche, man. It's the largest collectible hobby of all time, right? Most liquid for sure. So, anyways, wish I had other profound things to say. Love talking markets though. Love talking about this stuff. Collecting a whole lot of it for the kids, for the future. Just stuff that I like. No master sets, really. Don't really want to deal with keeping all the bulk around, but and that's changed. I feel like when you're first getting into this Pokemon stuff, you collect this, and I don't want to collect. I want to collect this. And I don't want to collect. I want to collect. I don't want to do. I'm going to collect all these other here. Oh, these are probably a good investment. I'm going to start collecting these. And maybe that's just that's a ADHD guy trying to justify spending a ton of money and then telling his wife, "Oh, well, no, I'm just doing it with my son. I'm doing it with Austin." So, anyways, if you aren't a vendor and you want to go check out some really cool people selling Pokemon, sports cards as well, it's the Mom and Pop Card Show. Hit it up. It's not in a conference center. It's not in some hotel meeting room. It's at really cool venues, cool breweries and like places to hang out and restaurants and good music and really active and involved promoters, lots of raffles, high energy, fun stuff, good stuff. And then come say hi to us. Raspberry Cards, Marshall, Austin, Zach, Natalie. We're there to have fun. We give away a lot of stuff because this isn't something we need to pay our bills. So we're fortunate in that way. And we just love talking to people, hanging out. So come see us and hit me up in the comments if you have any questions about what I said or just if you want to disagree. I love the discourse. Don't be a dick or jerk. I might have to beep that. But yeah, love talking about the markets and where we are right now. Because it's cool. All right. Have a good night.